All right, welcome back to my journey to know business. Today, we want to talk a little bit about fueling on the run. For the last couple of years, I've been sponsored by Endurelite Performance Supplements. Um, I've always taken their pre-workout, the Perform Elite, which is 100% my favorite product they carry. I've always used SustainElite powder during the races or during any of my long training runs, honestly. And they've just come out with a new product, so that's what we're going to talk about today. It's SustainElite Liquid Shot. So instead of dealing with the messy powders, the solubility of them, they've come out with the liquid product, which I'm super excited about. There's 16 servings per container, 2 ounces per serving. So it is a little pricey, but the quality of the product far exceeds the cost. So I'm going to be giving this a shot today, taking it out on the trails with me. I've decided to drink it straight, so I bought these little 5-ounce soft flasks. So taking in 2.5 ounces at a time. Use each one of these as, maybe 2 servings and see how it goes. I've tasted the product by itself. It tastes great, but it is super, super sweet. So we'll see how the body handles that on the move. Another option I've spoken to Matt about is actually diluting this into your water. But obviously then you're going to have to really gauge the proper ratio and how much water intake you're going to be consuming throughout your run. So for me, this seems like a better, more manageable option, and then just sucking down the water as I need it. But if this does come across as too sweet, we'll give it another shot. Stay tuned. Good morning. It is January 16th. This is my first true long run headed into the No Business 100 in October. Like I said earlier, I'm dedicating 10 months to this race to really see what I can do on a 100-mile trail race. Today we're hoping to go about 20 miles. We're out here at Tucker Hill section of the Withlacoochee State Park, place a lot of people call Croom, because that's the name of the road that it sits on. A lot of races held out here use the name Croom. So if you're familiar with Florida trails, that's where we're at. Working today with the SustainElite Carb Shot. Today's the first time I'll be trying that, so I really want to see how my body reacts to it. I've been using the SustainElite powder for a couple years, and it's kind of been my go-to for a long time. But the mixability, is kind of a pain on the move. So the liquid carb shot, either straight as a shot or diluted in the water. I'm going to kind of play around with it and see which way it works best. So stay tuned. All right, just about 2 miles in, just getting settled in. This is kind of the rolling hills portion. Hard to tell in the video, I'm sure. Really cool out here. They recently had a controlled burn, so you can see by all the trees how desolate it is. And all the trees are burned a good 10 feet up. That's how they prevent forest fires down here. I'm working on mile 4, still on these rollers. You can kind of see them coming across the horizon there. Definitely not the flat Florida most people are used to. That's why I come this way first, get it out of the way. Sun's coming up, beautiful day, about 50 degrees, perfect. All right, we're about 50 minutes in, a little over 5.5 miles. Time for the first carb shot. I'm going to give it a shot. The one thing I did notice, these little pouches that I bought, the 5-ounce soft flasks, this one's leaking just a tiny bit. It's not like in my pack or anything yet, but it's very sticky on the flask, so that could be problematic unless I can find something that's going to seal a little better. But we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot and see what it tastes like. It's actually really good. I took in about probably 2 ounces of the lemon lime flavor. I tried it last night and it tastes extremely sweet. But it's kind of amazing when your body actually needs it, how it tastes so much better. So we'll see how the stomach reacts to it here in the next 15-20 minutes. And we're going to keep fueling this way by just taking the shots and see how it works. Still just kind of hanging out, single track all the way around. We're getting ready to go into some lesser traveled trails. I've honestly never been out that way before. I heard it's a little more technical, a lot less groomed, so we'll see how that goes as well. And to be honest, I'm not feeling hot today. I mean, I'm really achy. My legs are super achy, knees and ankles, and the only thing I can really contribute that to is I got the second shot of the COVID vaccine yesterday. So I'm going to kind of really monitor the way my body reacts, because I don't really want to push, test that, see what, I don't want to weaken my immune system anymore, so I could fight off or work with this vaccine. Heart rate's been good. I've been maybe 5 beats high for my normal effort. So as long as that stays steady, I'm going to keep pushing through the workout today, but definitely not worth pushing beyond any limits, 10 months out from a race. So we'll see how it goes. All right, we are about 8.5 miles in. Like I said, I'm out on some trails that I'm not necessarily used to, or actually I've never been out here. It's kind of hard to see over there, but there's a small little lake called Silver Lake. Tons of pretty cypress trees. As compared to where we saw the controlled burns earlier, here it's very overgrown foliage. Forest floor is full of palms. It's really pretty. Like I said, it is a little less groomed, but not bad at all. I'm guessing as we get down closer to the water, we'll get some cypress roots or whatnot, so we'll just have to watch the footing, but overall it's pretty beautiful out here. All right, my assumption was right. As you can see down here in the lowlands, right down by the river and lake, you got all these roots everywhere. It's pretty wild looking, honestly. My guess is summertime this is completely underwater, but winter is close to a dry season as we get, and so we actually get to come out here and enjoy some. If you look at this tree, you can actually see the water line, and that's probably 3.5-4 feet up this tree. So right now I would be chest deep in water in the summertime. All right, we're about 11 miles in. I think an hour and 50 minutes. Actually hour 40 minutes. My body's still really achy, so I'm gonna start heading back. Probably have 5 or 6 miles to get back. So everything else feels great. Energy feels good. SustainElite's doing its job. Heart rate's staying under control. Breathing feels good, but I am just super achy in the joints, and it's just not enjoyable. So no reason to torture myself. I'll go home and let this vaccine do its job and get back at it this week. Here we are, only about 12 miles. I decided to shut it down. The inflammatory response just was not calming down at all. It was really getting painful, so crazy to keep going into that. So I decided to just shut it down, work on the power hike a little bit, enjoy this beautiful day, and I'll take you guys some good pictures. All right, that's a wrap. Obviously, the run didn't go the way I wanted it to, but all in all, like I always say, any day in the trails is a good day. Super achy, so I'm just going to go home and let my body do what it needs to do. You ask my athletes, there's two things I always say. One is listen to your body, and the other is trust the process. So I decided to take my own advice. That way we can get right back to it. I don't have another run scheduled until Tuesday, other than a recovery run tomorrow. So hopefully, from everything that I hear, these symptoms typically only last 24 to 48 hours. So hopefully by Tuesday we'll be good to go. So see you next time.